Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to GNA TV. We're just on GNA TV today, not on Chelsea Fans TV. So like, share, and subscribe to the channel to support Jem in his conquest of YouTube. But yeah, how are we all feeling, guys? Back to back Chelsea wins. I can't remember the last time that happened. I really can't. But yeah, we are back-to-back Chelsea wins. How's everyone feeling about the game? That's what we're here to talk about. We're here to review the game. I'll be going through a few things, then I'll bring the panel on. We'll go through the player ratings. We'll get their views on everything. But how is everyone feeling, man? We're going through a bit of a weird thing, man. Back-to-back games, back-to-back wins. So, you know, we are all doing good. Let's go through a few things. So, the result: Chelsea 2. Why is Jim going on? How dare you? How dare you say that? Chelsea 2, Dortmund 0. I thought it was people were there like Fato. I know he's in the chat, even though I can't see the messages popping up here, which is weird. They told me that the atmosphere is one of the best they've heard in recent times, and I agree. It came across the telly well. The game itself, I thought we thoroughly deserved the win. We were on top for most of it. We sat back a little bit in the second half. That's to be expected. To me, they had two chances. Obviously, the Jude Bellingham one, and then Kepa with a good save. But you know, we should have been 2 or 3-0 up by half time. I think we were good enough for that. We did get the goal eventually through Raheem Sterling, which was great. He played okay. I thought the goal really upped his overall performance. Felix played well. The defenders played well. Let's talk about him. Marc Cucurella came in, bit of a shock to some people. He played very well. Was man of the match. Koulibaly played well. Fofana played well again. Reece James had a solid game. Enzo and Kovacic weren't spectacular, but had solid games. When did Jim get glass? Yeah, it's a new transformation. Guys, I can't see any messages on the StreamYard in front of me right now. I can't. So if I don't bring up your messages, it's not me ignoring them. I cannot literally see them in there. I'll write something in right now. You'll be able to see it, hopefully. But I literally cannot see it on there. I can see it. I can see what I've written down there. Yeah, there we go. So I said hello. So I apologise. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard, but yeah, it's not showing me your messages, so I do apologise. But like and share the video and subscribe to the channel. The game was. I thought it was very good. I thought we controlled the game very well for most of it. We sat off in the second half, which is to be expected. The subs were. I thought the subs were good. They made a point. No, Fato, your super chat for £2 is not showing up. I can't see it. I can see it on YouTube, like on the stream that's showing, but I can't see it actually on StreamYard. But I thank you for your super chat, Fato. I really appreciate that. But yeah, we let me just see if I can change something in. Nope. I can't change anything with that. Sorry, guys. Thank you, Josh. So I'll be replying to your messages from my phone because I can't see anything here. Liverpool 7 summon Shinron to save their season. I don't know what it is. Is that an anime thing? I do apologise. I'm showing my age. What's the future of Felix at Chelsea with this formation? And Kuku, Mudryk, Madueke, Potter's still got to go at the end of the season. Yeah, I mean, what I can say is this. If you're still Potter out, I understand that. I'm still Potter out. I think that's okay. What I don't get on board with is wanting the team to lose last night to get Potter out more. Or to Potter. That for me, I know other people to do that, and that's on them. I don't. I want my team to always win. I mean, there's not really a time in Chelsea history where I wanted the team to lose. But I understand why people are still Potter out. I'm one of them. So, yeah, but someone put in what Felix future. I thought Felix did okay yesterday. I thought he did well. The thing is land with everything. Stats are the biggest thing. So no assists, no goals. Everyone's going, oh, you had a crap game. I thought he had a decent game. Decent to good game. He had a chance in the first half, overran it. He put through a couple of nice passes through. I think the one for Sterling when he was offside in the first half. That was one of them. But yeah, I thought he played good. But you know, I think what we should save special praise for one game particularly yesterday. Kai Havertz. You guys know how I feel about Kai Havertz. I think I'm justified in my criticism of Kai Havertz for years. But yesterday, he was absolutely brilliant. He was absolutely brilliant. He led the line well. He held up the ball well. He laid off the ball well. Passed it well. Yeah, I thought he did very, very, very well yesterday. You know, balls of steel to retake the penalty again, and go down the same side again as well. So he had balls of steel for that. Oh yeah, you're right, Josh. You're right. I can't praise him. You're right. I can't. You're right. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Kai Havertz bad. That's right. Once you criticize someone, you can't praise him again. But yeah, Kai Havertz was very good yesterday. I think that's probably his best performance for me, overall performance, since maybe Spurs the earlier season. Someone can put me right. Maybe they thought he played better in other games, but okay, free Lewis in the chat. Big up to you, Lewis. Like I said, if you're just joining, it's literally showing me no messages on stream. I'll pop them up here. It's not even telling me how many people are watching. I know there's 44 of you here because I've got it on my phone. So I do apologise about that. It's just StreamYard doing one of its things. But yeah, how are we feeling about Kai Havertz? I mean, you know, he played very well yesterday. For me, I know they gave man of the match Cucurella. I'm fine with that, but Kai Havertz has got to be running very close for that man of the match yesterday. I thought he was very good, and now I want that Kai Havertz to do that against Leicester, against Everton. I want that performance now. There's no good turning up to this game and then not doing anything in the next two games, because we're always told by player stands that when their player does well in one game, we're in the mud. When it comes to players like this, these players had to fight their way out of their mud because they're putting you player stands in the mud. So Kai, take this form into Leicester, into Everton. Let's go. Let's build this. Let's take this and move it forward. Let's have you do this type of play before where you have a positive impact on the game. Cucurella was well deserving of the man of the match. I have no issues with that. I think Kai Havertz was up there as a consideration, but Cucurella did very well. Kai's spaghetti legs is still sucked. Yeah, Kai did very well yesterday. Can he continue and goes forward? I don't want this like one performance out of 12 nonsense that he usually gives. Let's go and do this. Let's go to Leicester and win, first of all, and pam them as well. Let's score more than 2 goals. Let's score 3 goals. Let's score 4 goals. Let's pam them. Next 2 results. Let's go 6 out of 6. No goals conceded. And let's score 3 in each one. Let's go. We get to 40. We can concentrate on the Champions League. Let's go for a 3rd Champions League. Let's do this. Let's do this. Go to Istanbul. Get the 3rd one. Get the 3rd Champions League. 3rd Champions League. Let's match Man United's all European Cups in less time than they've had to do it. Let's do this. We've won Champions League. Our last 2 Champions Leagues, we were never favoured to win in both. So why can't this team do it? Huh? Smash the likes, people. Like I said, for not bringing your messages up, it's because it's not appearing on StreamYard for me at all. So I do apologise about that. I'll try and go to as many messages as I can in the chat, but obviously it would, it's going to be a bit tough. But yeah, Kai Havertz, brilliant. Brilliant Kai Havertz yesterday. Absolutely brilliant. And what do we think? What do we think about the formation? Because we did 2 yesterday, I believe. We did 3-4-3 and then 3-5-2. But go with the 3 at the back. It works. It works. Go with 3 at the back. It's a battle-tested formation. battle tested. We see what it can produce. We won the Champions League with it. Okay, it's battle tested. Let's go. And you know what? He should use it to the end of this. He should use it from now to the end of the season. Just go with it. It's straightforward. The guys know how to play it. Just do it. Your job's on the line. Just do it. Battle tested. Jem will be back sometime this week. I think he might be back this week. I'll put it in the chat when he's back. Probably for a preview. He'll be back this week, maybe. But yeah, Jem will be back soon. He's enjoying his holiday, guys. He's only let him enjoy his holiday. Let him enjoy his holiday. But yeah, 3-4-3, 3-5-2. What are we thinking? I thought it definitely suits us. Josh is right. Potter loves for it at the back, and we've used it so much. Exactly. I'm just upset that it took him this long to go back to it. You know what I mean? Just go back to it. Fatah wants another Turkey trip to Istanbul. Yeah. You sure do, my man. You want that trip? You just want to go anywhere away. So you know. Ashraf says 3-4-3 much better. Yeah. Jem goes on holiday and Chelsea start winning, says Lewis. What happened to Jem, Corey? He's just on holiday. You know, he's just on holiday. You know, he's earned the right. He's earned the right. You know what I mean? And by the way, don't worry. It's in safe hands. We've been good. There's 59 of you here. Let's smash the like button, please. Share the video and subscribe to support Jem in this amazing channel. Let's do this. 5 months of his football and even he couldn't stand it. Wow. Yes. I mean, that is the thing, isn't it? Why did it take you so long to go back to it? I'm happy now, so I don't really want to use this stream to be any negative, or so-called negativity. But it's like, why did it take you so long to go back? That's what I'm saying to you. So come to this job with big brass balls and say what you want to do. You know what I mean? I don't care who wants to play, if they're new signings or not signings. Play you want. You know what? Spend time on the bench. It doesn't matter. This season is a battle season. The season ended. So whatever you want to play, whatever you want to do, it's all good. This guy is dull. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry if I'm dull for you. You know, maybe actually it's a reflection on you. Maybe you're dull. You know what I mean? But at least you took the time to put that message in the chat, which I really appreciate. Hope you like and share the video. And if you haven't subscribed already, David, that you do so. But you know what? You've earned that. So what we're saying. 3-4-3, 3-5-2. Would you like us to continue that for the Leicester game? Why not stream on Chelsea Fan TV? They're uploading a lot of videos today. That's all. That's it. They're uploading a lot of videos from yesterday. Remember, it's the first time we went back-to-back games in ages. There's going to be a lot of brilliant videos to upload because we went back-to-back. Exactly. Ashra says, I'm afraid 3-4-3 won't suit the wingers. That may happen, yeah. Like Mudryk, Madueke, Pulisic, and even Sterling was quite bad yesterday. Sterling wasn't good. He scored, which covers over the cracks of his performance. But yeah, he wasn't his best yesterday. But he scored. So will you take that? Do you know what I mean? Balance it up. Performance and scoring in a win. I think scoring in a win just about takes you over the top, doesn't it? I would do that more importantly. It's 3-4-3 and when 3-5-2 at 65 minutes to close up. Yep. Playing with fire, bring that defensive that early in the game. I can understand it a bit more. People might go, well, why is it not cowardice yesterday? But it was cowardice at the weekend. It was just, I just thought it was no need at the weekend at Leeds. Dortmund are a far better team than Leeds. They might not be the best, but remember, they've won every single game in 2023. They've won 11 out of the last 12 games. So I understand that. I understand that necessary change to do. You want Benfica or so who do we want in the next round? I suppose you have to wait till after tonight's games and then the next week's games. I want the easiest draw possible because after this next drawing, the quarterfinals are drawn and then the semi-finals are drawn, so you actually can see a path to the final. So I want the winners of Inter or and Porto, or the winners of Tottenham and Milan. That's what I want. I want the easiest route possible. I don't want Napoli. Napoli can go on the other side of the draw. I don't want Benfica to a lesser extent, but I think we could overall beat Benfica. I don't understand. I don't want Real Madrid. Okay, I just over the other side with Man City and with Bayern and PSG. I don't want you. I want the easiest. I want the easiest draws. So I tell you what they don't put on the trophy when you win it. They don't put who you beat in the previous rounds. They just put who's the winners are. I don't want the big team. I don't want the big teams that are the best playing teams. I want the easiest route possible. If anyone said, "Oh no, I want to play the best. I want to do this," no, you don't. You're fooling yourself. You don't want that whatsoever. We'll get City, says Luca. Yeah. But I thought, as much as we blame the manager when we lose or we don't play well, he deserves praise for when we do play well and we win. I thought he got it spot on yesterday. The formation, he kept with the formation. Very little changes. One was enforced by the Chile of the eligible. Put Cucurella in, which might be a surprise to everyone or a few people. Cucurella was brilliant yesterday. I think that's his best performance yesterday in a Chelsea shirt. I've got to be honest with you. He was brilliant. He looked on it yesterday. He was like a pit bull, and it allowed Chilwell to be more of a threat as well. And Reece James coming in for Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Reece James, I thought, did good. Had a more of a conservative game. Did attack now and again. But I thought did very well. But Potter deserves praise as well. Potter deserves praise. He got the formation right, got the players right, and the subs he got right as well, I think, as well. So, all in all, it's a good performance all around from everyone in the side, managing the side, and the fans as well. The fans were a big part of it. Dortmund fans were crazy. Yellow smoke. That was amazing. That yellow smoke was amazing. I can only imagine what it was like at that home stadium. But the atmosphere on TV came across really well. We were talking about atmosphere on Lewis's stream yesterday, that sometimes we don't have the best atmosphere, and we don't. But yesterday, it was good, and that's partly because of the fans and the players. The players were showing something, which got the fans into it. We're very simple to please. As football fans, we're very simple to please. Look like you're playing well, look like you want to play well, and actually play well, and you will get our support. We're very easy to please. Do you know what I mean? Very easy. So all we have to do is just show up and look like you actually want to be there and want to do your job. Tuchel was ball dominant. We rarely ever sat back under him. That's true to a point. Oh, he's having a conversation with Crouch. Luca, Fofana was class. Made some crucial blocks. We've got a serious player there if he can stay fit. Yes, if he can stay fit. And he had a good game yesterday. Praise for Koulibaly as well. He was a monster yesterday. No nonsense. None of this bullshit passing it out. Just hoofing the ball out like that, old school style. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Kepa. Let's go back to Kepa. Goodish save in the first half of the free kick. I thought it was more of a camera save. But a crucial save in the second half. A brilliant save. And that's what I always say, that goalkeepers, if they're not troubled, have to be at their at their best at all times, because anything can happen. That was a good shot. People want to talk about the penalty. I thought it was a penalty. I like the way players now look away now, but still like move their hand out like that, so to try and fool people. I thought it was a penalty. If it was given against me, would I? At first, I'd be nah, but then looking at it, I'd go, I understand why. Because if I'd do the reverse. If that was me on my team and we didn't get a handball, I'd be pissed. So I understand. Who's got a finger injury? Oh, Mendy's got a finger injury. That's the problem with not seeing the messages that pop up here. I'm having to go like that. I'm going to bloody do my licking in a minute. But yeah, Potter deserves praise. He deserves criticism when we're not winning and we're not doing well. He deserves the praise. I think that's more than fair. If you're willing to criticize but not willing to praise, then that I don't think your opinion can be counted as much. So it's like me with Kai Havertz. Everyone knows how I feel about Kai Havertz. Even and Lewis knows, and everyone knows how Lewis feels about Kai Havertz. We're not going to come in here and say we're not going to praise him. He played bloody well yesterday and deserves the praise. But yeah, 20 minutes in, 80 people here. How many likes are we on, guys? How many likes are we on? Mods, how many likes are we on? 35. Come on. We're not even halfway there. 35. Come on, you at least got to get me to 55 or 60. Come on, guys. You obviously like what you're doing. Obviously, David doesn't because he said it was dull, but the rest of you obviously like it. Let's smash those like buttons, guys. Come on. I'm going to bring on the panel in a few minutes. Then we're going to talk about the ratings, But yeah, so we move on to Leicester. Leicester 3:00 kickoff again in the UK, so it won't be on telly in the UK, but on everywhere else. Are we feeling? Do we want to keep the same formation? Do we want to keep the same players? Do we see any changes? Do we see Badashil coming in? Do we see that? Because Kukurea played well. Do we see that at all? Do we see any changes in the mid up top? Anything like that? I want him now to start to not only stick with our formation, but stick with 8 to 9 players consistently, because it builds that bond. It builds that that chemistry, as the FIFA Ultimate Team people like to talk about. Colby, Cuckoo, and Kulu need a big shout. They do. Massive performance after a shaky start to the Chelsea. Yes, they do, and they've got it here. And no doubt, when I bring the panel on, they will big them up as well. They deserve it. I mean, there was no bad performance yesterday. Well, let me say this: there was no performance where I go, everyone's going maybe Sterling, but Sterling scored, so and maybe someone said Felix, but I thought Felix had a goodish game. I really do. I'm going to send a link out to the panel now. Let's see who's going to jump on. But yeah, I'm going to do the player ratings, guys. Like I say, we're not going to spend time on every single player. You can put your ratings in the chat if you want to. I'll just send out the link right now. Send that now. Okay, that's gone out. Okay, so that's out. We'll see who pops up. I know some of them in the chat. We'll see who pops up. What we've done with the likes. 43. Okay, let's amazing. It was seven close to 50. I reported 7's been this week. Let's get to 50, guys. For bringing a panel on. I know you guys like to listen to what they say, whether you agree with them or not. You're very respectful in the chat most of the time, if not all the time. So, I can see the messages now. Yes, brilliant. I do not know what happened, but I can see the messages now. Brilliant. How many chances do we create at 40%? I do not know. Some have to bring that stat up. We will do a rating for Potter. Eric Blue. Good to see you, my friend. Let's have a look. So we got Callie in the back. Hi, Callie. How are you? You there, Callie?
I'm doing good, Andrew. How you doing, man?
I'm good, my friend. Couch, how are you doing?
Big up, fellas. What are you saying?
Big up, my friend.
All
good.
Come on. That's what it's about, man. That's what it's about, man. This is Chelsea. This is what it's about. Performances like this, the big stage, knockout to the Champions League. This is what we are about. This is our DNA. Don't forget performances like this. This is what it's all about, man. Like, I don't care about soaking up pressure, man. I don't care. Like, how many times have you seen Chelsea in a knockout of the Champions League have to soak up pressure and then hit on the counter? It happens all the time. This is what we do, man. This is part of the fabric of this club. Like, big performances, man, under the lights, man. I'm so happy.
The only thing disappointing so far of this stream is the likes. Smash those like buttons, people. It's still under 50. Let's go. Come on. We've got 86 people here. I should be seeing close to 60 likes. Let's do this. Come on.
Let's go, man.
We're gonna go through the reviews. This is a positive stream. Don't let me down with the lights. Come on.
For real, man. Like, let's get the energy up, man. Like, what's going on here, man?
Istanbul. Let's do this. We're on the road to Istanbul. Come on. We're in the last 8. We want to get into a Porto in the next round, or Tottenham or Milan in the next round. That's what we want. And then on to the semis. Let's do this.
Is doing his best to ruin our DNA. Come on, dog. Like, you can't tell me that after you watched the game last night that you weren't elated with the football that we're playing and how we were able to like really like galvanize a performance. Like, you can't say that. Well, you can't say that. This isn't about Potter right now. This is about Chelsea. The whole thing.
What is the Chelsea DNA? It's winning stuff, right? That's the Chelsea DNA.
Absolutely. Right? It's putting in big performances on nights like that, big occasions, man.
You can't say he's ruined it because we don't know what his time here is going to be fulfilled. Do you know what I mean? We don't know what it's going to be like. So you can't say he's ruined it. Well, our DNA is not like patterns of, oh, well, that's how Chelsea play. No, Chelsea's winning. That's silverware, bro.
Luka's got it, man. Winning dirty, man. We do that.
Dirty. That wasn't even dirty last night. That was just comfortable. Do you know what I mean? We played well and then we were comfortable. And that made sense to me, that made sense than Saturday because of the team we were playing. But we shut them down. That's what we did.
You know what's interesting about that? When we look back at Saturday was the blueprint for today or for yesterday. Oh. That was 100% the blueprint. We had to redefine just let me quickly say this. Like, this was the blueprint, and we were able to find our medal in that game against Leeds. Like, that was an important game. That's an historical rival.
Yes.
We had to show that, we can defend in numbers. We can defend and hit on the counter. And we did that effectively against Leeds, and we did it again effectively against Dortmund. And, that's what you need. You need consistency in performances. You need to have continuity. And all of that stuff came to the fore.
Listen, I'm still at the point. I'm still Potter out. Okay.
Same.
I'm not going to disregard this game. Like I said before, if you can criticize Potter, you can praise Potter. If you can't do that, then I don't trust your. I don't want to hit. Let me press it. I feel if I was to engage in a conversation with you, there'd be no point. Right? Well, no, because if you can't, it's like Kai. I praise Kai. You know how I feel about Kai, guys. I praise him today a lot.
He was fantastic.
Because he played
Andrew, what it is people are too reactionary. It's like, give Potter his praise. Like, you can easily still say you're Potter out. Obviously, have your drawing line. Like, if Potter goes ahead and wins the CL, for God's sake, like, you think I'm going to sit here and be Potter out anymore?
If he wins the UCL after what we've enjoyed this season, you can build that man a statue. He can retire.
That's what I'm saying. He goes on TT's level. Like, okay, I'm not going
to. He could retire. He could walk away. You know what? Don't bother paying me 50 million. But I'll walk away. I've won the Champions League with this.
You know what? Matthew Harding stand. Go ahead and name the Graham Potter stand. I don't care, man.
He still has a lot to prove to me. But I'll say this. The thing that was really disheartening and reason why I don't think that he's going to be our manager going forward is when Kai's taking the penalty the second time, this guy's got his head down. Like, you're the manager of a big club, a big European club, and you're scared to look for a penalty?
He was praying to Allah, my guy.
To be fair to Potter, I have seen other managers like not even look in that direction.
Who?
Like, turn them. I've seen Klopp do it a couple of times, and I think it was. Who was it? Was it? It was.
No, at Chelsea. Andrew at Chelsea.
Who was? Oh, I can't remember. It was. I think it was in our 11-12 Champions. It might be in the final or something.
11-12.
Yeah, Champions League run.
Well, I don't. I know Jose. Jose ain't looking away.
I think no, but I think.
No, it wasn't Jose. He's talking about caretaker after Jose.
But he probably did that on the second one because of like Kai hit the post in the first half and now with the penalty. So
No. We all know what it is. Like, Graham Potter, he's not the most authoritative guy. He's not the biggest personality.
For real,
man. But like, listen, no, couch. We have to deep it. Your job's on the line, fam. Your job's on the line. You won the Leeds game. The Leeds game was not enough. I know they told him that Dortmund game is a must win. That's a fact.
Oh, for sure.
So he goes And honestly, let's give him his flowers. That first half was a masterclass, air quotes, from him as a manager. He set up the team correctly, even with Cuckoo. Lord, we're going to get into Cucurella. But he set up that team correctly. The only problem I have with Graham Potter in that game was his substitutions. But I understand what the subs are doing. I'm not going to, like, it's different where usually, like, he makes subs and you have no idea what the subs are on the pitch for. Well, I didn't agree with the subs, and sometimes you don't have to agree with things, but he had actual substance. Like, there was actual tactics in why he subbed. He said, okay, the midfield, they're starting to get us in transition again. Now they're starting to peg us back into our own half. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to throw on another midfielder, even if it's Gallagher. I don't agree with it. But I'm going to throw on another midfielder. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to narrow out those spaces, and we're going to go ahead and prevent some of these transitions.
I think
and guys were on yellows, too.
I think that makes sense, though, given that we switched to a 3-5-2 when Gallagher came on. Instead of taking Sterling and Felix off, he only took one of them off. Like, yeah. So you still leave another attacker up there with, because remember, although he was offside, it did, we nearly got a third, but it was just a little bit offside. But what I'm saying is, that from Saturday, it was my reason as to why are you taking both off and then having Gallagher play that more. Yesterday he was more conservative in the middle because we kept Sterling and Havertz on, so I understand that bit. But and then you bring Zachariah on for was it
the Zachariah sub was good. I can't even be mad at that sub.
And then Zachariah. Yeah, Zachariah and Ruben came on, right? So
Zachariah, Ruben was the last sub.
We took Enzo and Kovacic off, didn't we?
He took Kovacic off first, and then he did
like one of the first substitutions. And he was looking tired. Anyways, let's just be real. Like he was looking tired closer to the end there. Enzo was on a yellow. Yeah. We don't have a lot of options in that position right now. Yeah. So you have to think if this even goes beyond 90, we're at risk at this point, right? So my only worry was. Yeah. When I saw the team sheet, I was like, "Yo, that's a really, really inexperienced bench. Like, if we go into extra time, that could really, really bite us." But
only had Ziyech really on there as experienced, didn't it? Ziyech
he was about the only one, really, when you think about it. Right?
Listen, this Lee Bell, crazy how two inch. It's not changing people's minds. It's just the fact that we're taking this game in isolation. Okay, it's a Champions League game.
Exactly.
There's many Chelsea fans, probably including. I don't know. I don't want to speak for them, but most of the Chelsea fans probably thought we weren't going to get through, seeing how we're playing. Do you know what I mean? Maybe a 1-1 draw or 1-0 and it go or 1-0 and it gets to extra time and penalties. But it's not about changing people's minds on different things because we need to see this continue now. There's no point winning this game and then getting beaten at Leicester. Do you know what I mean? It does because you're like it deflates you again, and it's like no, let's take this form now. Let's build it. Let's build on Leicester. We've got Everton the next game, and then the international break. Let's go into this international break playing well. We come back. I think we play Villa or something like that. Then we go into a Champions League quarter-final. Let's do that. Let's build it and build it and build it.
Absolutely. Build momentum, man. That's what big clubs do. You can't just go 1-2 games, then fall off again. Big clubs go 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6 wins on the trot. That's what we're trying to establish here.
Plus, yesterday we got the performance with the result as well, which is a difference in itself.
Exactly.
Okay, so Nomadic, you there?
I'm here.
Good.
Yes.
Big up, guys. What you guys say?
Here, man.
What we're gonna do? We're gonna get the players' ratings to get through, and then we'll have a discussion afterwards. But we're not gonna spend. Everyone's not gonna go on every single player. Do you know what I mean?
Oh man, you better get some good ones in, man.
Yeah. Well, Couch, you got a whole host this time. You know what I mean? You guys will be fighting for it. It's like piranhas in a fish tank.
There's certain ones I really want to speak on, but anyways, go ahead. I'll see where it falls.
Okay, so I'm going to give Callie. I'm going to give you Kepa. Would you rate him?
My bad. I'm back. What was the question?
So we're going through player ratings now. I'm giving you Kepa. Would you rate him?
Kepa Arrizabalaga.
People in the chat, put your ratings as well in. Out of 10.
You know the deal. I'm going to give you a quick number. First of all, everyone, pick up everybody that's joined back. OG, my guy, Nomadic. Second of all, up the fucking Chelsea. Lord, we needed that win. Third of all, Kepa Arrizabalaga. Guys, it's getting to the point where I hate what I'm about to say. What do we really want of Kepa? Like, let's actually ask ourselves a real question. Because he's performing. Like, he's genuinely performing. I'm all for hating on Kepa, but, like, at a certain point, we have to ask ourselves. So he's not good enough to be the number one, but he's not bad enough to be the number two. So where he has to get an 8, minimum an 8. You have a clean sheet, that's numero uno. You kept a clean sheet at home. I take that in the Champions League. Big game. Yep. Second, 1 worldy, another very crucial save. Off the right hand, that was going in.
Right.
Absolutely.
Saves our ass cheek. Yep. We get another goal as a result. Like, saved our ass cheeks. Yeah. Then, post after that, we have that one where, I mean, people are going to say, oh, those two were straight at him. I don't care if it was straight at him. You know how many times I've seen a goalie let a ball slip in? True. He did what he needed to do. Kepa, 8 out of 10. Honestly, my biggest respect, I never thought you were going to I never thought you were going to perform half as good as this. So, if you keep it up, if you can maintain this to the end of the season, have a shot at number 1 next season, man. I mean, I know we might need a new goalkeeper, but like you gotta give him his respect. It's like Potter. You have to give Kepa his respect.
Exactly.
I don't think you need to be paying overs for another keeper right now if Kepa's playing the way he is right now. We can run with Kepa next season, and I'd be fine with it. Just given his form right now. I don't think that you're going to get a goalie on the market right now that is going to be markedly better than the performances he's giving us right now. I mean, people are talking about Diogo at Porto. I'm like, really? Is he really better? That much better than Kepa right now? I don't think so. I don't think so. Pretty similar. I don't think so.
Kepa's on form. Kepa is one of the top 5 goalkeepers in the world, and I'm not waffling. Like on stats, everything.
You're waffling.
On form.
You're waffling. And like I'm one of from all of us, I'm one of the quote unquote most positive people. But
yeah,
I'm gonna decide you, as you've said, Carly, on form. But why are we forgetting that Kepa does this to us? He can give us world saves. Like yesterday, I believe that free kick was not even better, and he saved it. Was better than the one we conceded against Southampton, right? But he saved that, and he didn't save. And I'm not saying it's his fault. He didn't save the WordPress one. But my thing is, I feel like there's always I'm always waiting for the shoe to drop. Definitely, he has improved from the bad form we've seen with Kepa and Lampard, right? He's definitely improved. But is he someone that you rely on as your steady number 1 when you're going for a league? That's my point.
I think they will look at the goalkeeper situation still. But what I don't think is if he continues to play like this, it might not be the number 1 priority that it should be. But I'm with you. Listen, he's playing well. He deserves the praise. Overall, I don't think he is, at this current time, on the 8th of March 2023, I wouldn't want him to be going for the title. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It's like that. But what he has done is now when you, I think what he's not silencing all the doubters, but I don't think there are as many as there were 3 months ago or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It was when you before the World Cup, it's I don't think there's many when he's now in the team or everyone picks their starting 11. Obviously, he's due to injury, everything, but there's not real big Kepa debate or when Mendy comes back, Mendy definitely comes number 1. I don't believe that that's a debate going forward. But
are you okay?
Are you okay?
Jeez. Wow, dude.
The mic adjustment.
I thought something fell on you. I thought you collapsed, man.
Get a stand, man. Get a stand. Don't put it on hooks or something. We move on because otherwise we'll be here for 3 hours debating everything.
Go ahead, Andrew.
I will give you Cucurella.
Okay, I can deal with that one. Man of the match.
No. Tell him what you said, though, Couch. Tell him what you said before.
What? He was the man of the match.
No, I'm talking about when you were scared about Cuckoo starting at left.
Excuse me? I was one of the people who was going to start. What do
Oh,
you
okay. My bad. Apologies. When AJ comes, I'm getting AJ. My bad.
False truths out there, baby. I was one expecting him to start, and I was like, "Yo,
I've been waiting for AJ since yesterday, and he's disappeared."
Right? Yeah, for real. I was expecting him to start because we needed a left-sided player, a guy that was, comfortable in that position, But wow, what a remontada for that guy, man! Holy. Let's be real here. He was a man mountain on the left. He liberated Chilwell. He gave Chilwell the freedom to just bomb forward. He controlled that. He marshaled that entire flank. His interceptions, his ability to close and be tight to his man, touch tight to his man, win the ball.
Diagonal passing.
No nonsense with the passes that were most impressive for me were the line breaking passes into the midfield, into Yao Felix and whatnot. Up the left flank there. That was the most impressive because he put pace on them and found the feet of the receiver every time. He was incredible. Not winning aerial duels. I know he was okay in the air, but whenever he came into the midfield, he was winning a lot of aerial duels.
Really aggressive last night.
He was extremely aggressive. Extremely aggressive. And I think that was part of the reason why he had that problem with Jude Bellingham at the end of the game there, is because he was really aggressive the entire match. Easily an 8.5.
Yeah.
Probably a 9. He didn't give us a lot going forward, but defensively.
Did you give him man of the match?
Sorry?
He got man of the match.
Yeah, he got man of the match.
Yeah.
So I would say 8.5, probably a 9. He didn't really give us a lot wasn't really his assignment to get forward, but to be exceptional, you have to give us a little bit more offensively, but in terms of just marshaling the back line and just snuffing out all the attacking moves and being a real presence, a nuisance, no nonsense clearances, he was fantastic. That's why you spend $65 million for a player like that, because he's not playing in his preferred role. He's playing in a tertiary role when you consider that the fact he's playing left center back outside of left back or left wing back. That's his supposedly his third best position, and he puts in a man of the match performance there. That's incredible.
I think there was a lot of tension release for him in the way he was so aggressive. It was
true.
His first game in quite a few. Obviously, he's had off the field stuff, birth of a new child as well. I think that was.
If I can just add one thing into that, the thing that I liked about, quick one, the thing I liked about him also is the fact that I feel like this Chelsea team is very weak. I don't like how an opposition player always comes to us or comes at our player, and we always just sit off. When that Wolf guy was coming for Chilwell, he was the first one to run to Chilwell, him and RLC, and was on his face and everything. And it's the first time in a long time that we have seen players going to support those quote unquote scaffolds on the pitch, and I like that. You see, the weekend game, let's say, if I can give an example, Newcastle versus City, you see the way Haaland was going at the Newcastle players and all that. It's the first time I saw us, we wanted it. And it's just Kukurea was the first one to go to Chilwell, and I love that.
Yeah, and I do as well. But I say, they should have done the same to Jude Bellingham's dirty tackle on Reece James as well. They should have mobbed him for that.
Real talk.
When Reece James was holding his knee and his face at the same time, I was going, no, he's going to be out again. No.
We don't have an enforcer, man. We just don't have an enforcer on the side at all.
Did you see Thiago's reaction?
Yeah, he was pissed.
That was a dirty tackle. Dirty tackle.
No, it wasn't. It was an absolutely dirty tackle.
Rudiger would have been in his face, that's sort of the forcer,
I have these beautiful dreams that a Rodri or a Party gets put in this squad, and then all of a sudden we start asking tough questions, because if you put a DM, especially as Couch said, as an enforcer profile, this team cooks. I don't we can debate Potter, we can debate the striker, we can debate all that later. This team cooks. Because what I'm seeing is, I finally saw the Potter game plan, and I guess we'll get into that when we talk about him, but I finally saw it.
We'll get into
I finally saw it.
We've only gone into 2 pairs. Nomadic, I'll give you Koulibaly.
No!
Put some respect on Uncle. Put some
respect on that name, son.
put some respect on Uncle. I know he's found it very difficult to adjust to the Premier League. He's come out like, I think a month or two before or during the World Cup, and he was like, I'm not finding it easy to adjust to the Premier League. And even his family wasn't adjusting well and everything. And even in the summer, when me and Jim were talking, I kept saying, everyone was saying he's the Rudiger replacement, but I kept saying he's the Silva replacement. In a back three, because we needed to accommodate Silva, we had to put him on the left. But he has to play that middle point the way like when Silva was playing. So yesterday, that was, I think in the group chat, that was what was pissing me off. Like, why are we trying to move everyone? Let everyone play in their natural positions. And then if it's not working at halftime or something, we can figure it out from there. He was dominant. And that's the only way to describe him yesterday. He was experienced. And perhaps that was his best performance in a Chelsea shirt, apart from like his debut against Tottenham in that like 2-2.
You know what I liked about him yesterday in the second half? He just hoofed that ball. He just hoofed that ball. No passing shit. He just hoofed that bastard out. You know what I mean? He just hoofed it. None of this crappy, we're going to play out from the back. No, if it needs hoofing, it needs hoofing. We need to get through and get that ball away. Go on, Nomadic. Continue.
That's it. He was just dominant. He was literally a brick wall yesterday. And that was how I can describe him. He was dominant. For me, what did Couch give Cuckoo? 8.5?
8.5 or 9 is between them. So
I'd give Koulibaly an 8. Like, he was really good.
That's fair.
He won everyone. He won all of his duels. He won all his aerial duels. Won all of his like he didn't play a foot wrong yesterday. I don't remember.
He made clearances, like
everything.
He was amazing.
Yeah, and the perfect time for it too. Like we lost Thiago Silva, and now we've seen these man of the match performances from Koulibaly. Like, he was fantastic, man. Unreal.
That's what he wanted. Wanted someone to when Silva's rested or he's injured, like he is now. You want someone to step up because Silva's so dominant and leader at the back that the others don't tend to do it. But you know that's what you want, and he was brilliant. We'll move on. I'll go with the other central defender for you, OG, Mr. Fofana.
Yes, Wesley. Young Wesley. You know, you said Kulu wasn't here to replace Rudiger. I think, Wesley could become a bit of a Rudiger. And he could also become the other thing that we always want at Chelsea is we always have the centre-backs, defenders that score goals, set pieces. And he actually looks dangerous in both the opposition, not only aerially for us, but in the opposition's box. I'm hoping he joins that Ivanovic list, that Cahill, John Terry. Always have the defenders that score goals, always. I'm hoping he joins that list, man, because I saw on a lot of websites earlier, they gave him like a 7.2, 7.5. That's what I give him as well, a strong 7.5. Yeah. He's good with Koulibaly. Like, I don't want to see Koulibaly with Thiago Silva. It's like having two balls, and you're better off just having one proper older ball and then a younger. And I feel like that combination is perfect. I do feel bad for Badashili that he's not in the Champions League, but I'm so happy for Fofana's back. And if he doesn't get injured, he could honestly increase. I gave him a 7.5. I don't know what Josh has given him, but for Fofana, he's a young G, man, and I expect a lot from him.
Yep,
worth every penny.
Just to add to that a little bit, and we'll chop it up later after we finish the player ratings, just let's not forget. I think I echo your sentiments when I say I don't think Silva and Koulibaly work when they play together. They are both like dominant centre-backs, and they're used to marshalling the defense. Koulibaly was a Napoli captain. He's the Senegal captain. And it's the same with Thiago Silva with PSG and Brazil. So they're very dominant. You need to have a younger one to listen to. But can you imagine a 31, 32-year Koulibaly sitting there trying to take instructions from Silva? So we'll talk about that later when we finish the player ratings.
Facts.
I agree. Hassan? Yo, hang on, cut this back. Just coming back just to make sure.
Hello. You can hear me, yeah?
Hassan, you're there, yeah? Hassan,
Yeah.
I'll give you Chilwell.
Oi.
Oh, Chilwell was actually not bad yesterday. He put up a good performance. Sorry about the background. But other than that, I give him a 7.5. I think
7.5. Bomba Clots.
Give him more, mate.
That's rough, bro.
I'll put it as an 8 then for you guys, man. Come on. I think you never did put. I think never put a foot wrong.
That was the Chilwell against Atletico Madrid.
Let me just recap for you real quick.
In both of the goals, and I know I'm giving him a low. I gave. Sorry about that.
Hey, don't be peer pressured. You give what you want.
But I'm not. I'm just gonna give him an 8. He was involved in both the goals and stuff like that. And yeah, he did really put foot wrong. It's good to see him back. It's good to see him be our left back, and it's looking like his old self again. And hopefully we get to see a little bit more of him. And of course, he came back from back-to-back long-term injuries and stuff like that. We just got to be a little bit careful with that. But yeah, I think the whole back line yesterday was phenomenal. Never put a foot wrong, and I think that you could argue that they all deserve the same rating as each other.
That's true.
The back line needed to be flawless for us to go through. That's what they did. So yeah, and
it was never Cucurella or Chilwell. It was always Cucurella and Chilwell.
Yeah. Hey, I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
It's always them. I find it weird. It's always them. It's one of them techie ballers versus the English bias, man. It's just so weird. It's just so weird,
I have to add this about Chilwell. And I'm not saying this, with, reactionary tendencies or anything like that. I'm being honest. Had Chilwell not got that injury, we would be speaking about Chilwell on the left the way we speak about Reece on the right. And I mean that. I genuinely mean that. It's really.
It's an argument.
I don't speak about the way I speak about Reece is world class, like top 3 in the world. I don't know if I could say the same about Chilwell, but
before Chilwell got that injury, Couch.
Before you got that injury,
he was on that type of. He literally was tied with Reece for goals and almost tied
on goals. That's all you think about. Reece James is
not only goals. Relax. If him, Kante, and Reece never got injured, then we would have won the league twice in a row. But that's a big if. It never happened. All 4 of them get injured all the time.
Do you guys remember the incident? This is what I wanted to stamp on Chilwell. I thought he was fantastic the entire match, but he had the most important intervention of the game in that first half.
That first half.
They broke right through the middle of our
Fofana.
And he came through and just swept it out. Like that was so important, man.
It was.
And yeah, he had a fantastic game overall.
He did.
Chilwell's got more man of the matches on these private websites than Cucurella.
No, rightfully so. He scored. He created both goals, and then he had that incredible intervention. I
don't think that assist counted, did it? Because Sterling completely missed it.
Proud to be a Geordie. I'm that close to timing you out with that comment right there. You're talking about. Hopefully, it's in cheek. Hopefully, it is. But you're talking about, for me, the greatest left back of all time.
Yeah, calmer.
The yellow card. You better redeem yourself with other comments. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Let's go to James. I'm going to take James. Very conservative in the first half, which was a good thing. Very defensive. Got ahead a few times. Got a couple of good balls. I think he's still finding his feet back from injury. Didn't really need to make much of an impact yesterday, but showed again his defensive qualities. I mean, he gets an 8. I didn't think they couldn't get nothing past down that right side or left side. He was part of that defense. He played very well. Like I said, he's still finding his feet a bit. And when that challenge went in at the Alpha, when he was holding his face and his knee at the same time, I thought, oh, Jesus, not again. Some innocuous goddamn tackle was going to keep him out for another 3 months. But he got up. Hopefully he's rest soon. The Malagusto can't get here fast enough for me. You know what I mean? So, in terms of having a replacement. But no, I thought he did well. But yeah, he showed again that he's more than just an attacking fullback or wing back. He can do the other job on the side as well, which is the most important side for me. But yeah, he did very well, James. So it's an 8 from me. Go to Cali next. Sant is back. Yeah. No. Callie, I give you Enzo.
Oh.
Hey, Enzo, Enzo's a fucking baller. It's as simple as that. Enzo is gonna be that type of guy where you don't realize the type of influence he's having on the team. And I put it like this: the most creative player on our pitch, every game I've seen so far, has been Enzo from the midfield. That player right there, if we can get that man a proper enforcing DM, good effing grief. We're gonna see some beautiful things from that man. To keep it short, sweet, and simple, defensively, Enzo needs work, but once again, that is not his specialty, nor is it the thing we got Enzo for. So I'm not gonna. Every week I see this, people are like, Enzo, his defense and transitions and shit. Enzo, his defense is. We didn't buy Enzo to defend. We bought Enzo to create, and he's doing a hell of a lot of that. As a matter of fact, the stats show he is usually the most creative player on the pitch 9 out of 10 times. Give him a quick 7.5, arguably an 8. I'm not giving anyone below a 7, so that's how I feel.
I thought. Listen, I thought he did his part. It wasn't probably his best passing game, but I didn't think he needed to do that yesterday. I thought he was better defensively yesterday, in with Kovacic, and he did the normal dirty things that you want a player like that to do right in the game. So I thought he was outstanding in that. In terms of his passing, it probably wasn't his best passing game, but like I said, I don't think you needed him to do that yesterday. You just needed him to be solid in the performance. I could see a 7. If you want to go up to it, that's fine. I can see a 7. That's all good. But yeah. But then
7.5 for me.
By the way, he was part of a duo that did the job on Bellingham and that. But don't bring that up. You know what I mean?
Bit of a muted performance, still. Let's just be real.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, I've seen better performances from today. But what I'm saying, in terms of passing and forward movement, but he actually did the other side of the game better yesterday.
That's why I mentioned it.
Yeah.
Or exactly why I mentioned it.
Nomadic, I will give you Mr. Kovacic.
Respect my Croatian uncle.
Captain on the night. Big performance from him. I think, if I'm not wrong, I think he made the most successful tackles of any player on the pitch. And
you're right.
Pardon?
I think you're right.
Yeah. Him and they were not, how can I say, without sounding spoiled, they were not amazing, but they did their job.
Yeah.
That's how I can say it. And I think I'll give him what Winter you gave Enzo, and I think I'll just give him a 7. He was solid,
No, I agree. Mr. OG.
Yes,
hold on a second. How do I just get bypassed?
Yeah, I was about to say, what happened to coach?
That's not it.
Okay. There's a plan. There's a master plan.
There's
Okay.
a plan,
Okay. Work it.
Mr.
Joshua, what the fuck?
I'll give you Felix, OG.
Felix, man. He always starts off well and then he kind of fizzles out. But he started off well, man. He was on it. I do like the fact that beforehand he was quoted. He said, "Kai Havertz will score." You know what I'm saying? Lo and behold, even though it was a penalty,
he scored.
He did score. He still score. But yeah, man, he played
Sterling
well.
could have timed his runs better. I'm sorry, I cut you.
Honestly, I thought I was going to get Sterling. I was going to rip into him a little bit. Even though I rate Sterling, he played well. That first chance he had, I really thought that was going to be the opener, and then we were going to open the floodgate. But Felix, apparently, he's going around saying, "Pronounce my name. It's not Felix. It's Felix." I'm like, what is this guy talking about? The same Portugal. But I give him a 7 out of 10. I was hoping he'd score, man. I know a lot of Arsenal fans. I got a lot of them on Twitter hitting me up, showing him scored his 1 goal. This is the worst goal. This is the best goal. You guys seen that meme? Yeah. I'm like, bro, Felix is gonna pop off. I'm sure he'll be here next season. Hopefully, if he carries on playing like this, he'll get more goals. But I'll give him a solid 7.
It's a good rating.
Hassan, I give you Sterling. Oh wait, I didn't write it.
For me, I think he did score the goal. He scored an important goal to bring us back, and he was quite offside quite a few. For me, right, I think I'll give him a 7.5. I think he would be a lot more higher. Like probably you would even say man of the match if he was if he kept a couple of his runs on side and stuff like that. And
so narrow though. Those offsides
he can score the hat trick, really, man.
Yeah, exactly. We could have been let a couple of goals up, but it is what it is. He likes to play along the lines of the defense, and Dortmund, German teams, they play the high line, and you're gonna press through them and you're gonna break through them. And it was just I mean, there's nothing really much to say besides like he did what he did best. The first goal, of course, that was the momentum, that was the shift for us to go on to win the game, and all I can say is he could have had a lot more. If he, it is what it is.
He came up on the 80th minute. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And Felix came up like the 70th.
I mean, all those offsides. As I was watching the game, all those offsides looked a lot larger. Like the margin was looked a lot larger from me watching it. But when you saw the replay and you saw that, he was just marginally offside on pretty much.
When you do it in line, it's a lot different.
But that's what I mean, though. So it wasn't like he didn't time the run correctly. We're just talking about
it's the angle,
a knife's edge.
It's the angle they first give you on the game. It makes it look a lot further off than it was.
Yeah.
It's always that crooked angle. Like the second one, it was literally tippy toes. You know what I mean? It was like that. Now we get to Couch, okay, and now we give him Kai Havertz.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Rubbing up my fingers here. All right.
Let's go.
Kai Havertz, much maligned, a guy that has not impressed me past the Champions League winner in 2021. He's just regressed. He's not really shown me that he has the strength to play in the Premier League. Hasn't shown me that he's improved his physical quality. Hasn't really matured enough for me as a footballer. But with all that said, he was incredible last night. Incredible. Like everything that he did on the ball, coming deep, linking up, his layoffs, everything was incredible. I mean, when you have a passing success rate of what was it, like 87% in the final third, you're doing things the right way. Like he was everything that I want to see from him in a false nine role. Like should have had 2 goals, rightfully should have had 2 goals, I thought, because the one that he banged in the top shelf, it was again just marginally offside, right? Unfortunate there, right? Yeah. Everything that we wanted to see from him, like his link up play, his build up play, everything was incredible. And like it's just frustrating. It's like when you see him play like that in Champions League, you expect him to use that momentum to carry him through games in the Premier League, and it's just he just cannot find his feet in the Prem. It's just every time it's a completely different story. But when we see him in the Champions League and he has a little bit more time on the ball, he has a little bit more space, he has the ability to run in behind and whatnot, he's a completely different player. It was, without question, he balled and put in a shift for us. And again, an opportunity for him to build and go forward and use this as the momentum. I thought everything that he gave us was quality.
Did you see his passes, like the chip pass, the outside foot?
Like I said, he's a guy that like needs time in the half spaces to be effective, and he doesn't often get that in the Premier League. When he has that time and space, he's a very effective footballer. There's no doubt about it. Gets his time to pick his head up and look around, survey the pitch a little bit. You see a different player. Just in the Prem, I think that the game just comes at him too quickly, and when he thinks he has more time on the ball, he doesn't.
Doesn't, yeah.
No, that's absolutely right. I think we'll just go over 2 of the subs because I don't think much for RLC or Pulisic really getting much. Let's go with Gallagher. Callie, what do you think of his impact off the bench? Callie there? He's not there. I'll give it.
He's working out with Gallagher. I'm joking.
Yeah, I'll give it to you, Nomadic. Gallagher.
When he first made the change, I was like, what? But then when you later look at the game and see what effect Gallagher was having, I quite like the change. Gallagher did an excellent job reinforcing that midfield, because you could clearly see Felix was running out of steam, and he looked lively. We say he's a road runner, but he's our road runner, and you drop him in there for 20, 15 minutes, he does a job. He gets stuck in. He goes for those challenges. And I'm not saying he's the best thing, and probably if we get another 45 million package in summer, I'd probably take it. But I love how he's using him to just like close shop and everything. And if you need to give energy on that midfield, he does the job.
I thought the difference was yesterday compared to Saturday. I said it in the thing earlier, was that yesterday he came on and we switched to a 3-5-2 because we kept Sterling up with Havertz. So it made more sense than on Saturday for me, where he was being asked to go further forward and being like a creative thing. But yeah, I thought his introduction light was good. Callie, since you're back, I'll give you Zakaria.
We got 5 minutes. Well, actually, they added a lot of extra time. So
Muted.
You're muted, bro.
You're muted, and so is both of you guys.
My bad. Yeah, good looks. I was saying, OG said it perfectly. Usually I say you got to play at least 30, 35 for me to give you an actual rating. But it was only 8 minutes, I thought it was like 15. It really was only 8?
What? They gave 7, but then they overplayed it by 2 minutes or something.
Wait, who came on first? Was it Zakaria or was it Ruben?
I thought Zakaria came on before Ruben.
Zakaria came on for Enzo, 87th, 88th minute for Enzo.
That was the 8. Yo, that's how I know I was bricking it, because I was like, I could have sworn it was.
That extra time was going slow for me. I was like, why
man, I was sitting here like, if we bottle it in the last 2 minutes.
Let's do this now. Obviously, it'll be a free for all, but not like speaking over each other. Let each other finish. Potter, who wants to go first on Potter?
Nah, Andrew, you're hosting, man. Go have a crack at it. I'll go after you.
All right. So, like I said before, if you can criticize him, you have to praise him. All right. I think he got the formation spot on, got the player spot on, and for me, he got most of the sub spot on. Most of them, as you will. But yeah, he did everything right yesterday. We played better. He got the players responded to whatever had happened. You could see it and made the crowd respond in a positive way. The atmosphere was great, and he earned it. He earned it by doing well. So you can have no praise. I mean, in terms of a scoring thing, I mean, most of the players got an 8 or above, right? So you have to the same pot of like 8, between 8 and a 9, essentially.
Yeah, he might get a 9.
I'm fine.
Is this Potter's best piece of managerial display at Chelsea, or is it still the AC Milan games?
Oh, it's definitely this one.
Oh, is this by a mile? Yeah. Is this by a mile?
Yeah.
Better than the first 3-0 at AC.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That was a red card.
Sustainable. This one, we completely locked them off. With the AC, right, you could tell the performance wasn't there. It's just goals.
Also, AC situation and stuff like that. So, I think
AC just booked Tottenham, but yeah, you gave Potter an 8. Andrew, did you say 9?
9. I went up to a 9 because only on this game. So So
this is his best game by far, then. Yeah. Okay.
I think it is
best game by far.
Yeah.
But he won it 2-0. He never won it like 3-4 with a cushion, which we should have.
Remember,
which we should have.
We should have.
Right.
I mean, over the course of those 2 legs, if you ask me, that was probably a 6-1, maybe. Like a 6-1 to Dortmund.
6-2, because Jude should have buried that. 6-2.
That's true. Good point. Even still, that's a battering, man. And
but if you think about OG, if you think about the time, what's happened between the first leg and the second leg, in terms of the situation, Southampton, Spurs losses, the win against Leeds, but the performance, and then so given the circumstances, you'd have to say that it's his best performance as a manager so far.
I mean, you could argue it would have been his last game if he lost.
Yeah,
there was enough.
Remember, we were all thinking apparently he had to win these 2 games, right? So Whatever you believe in that, how much you take.
The man pulled an ollie, man. He's gonna have 9 lives. I see it already.
If you think though, but it all depends. Like I said, now go to Leicester and win. Now beat Everton.
Exactly.
Oh, absolutely. Standards.
So that's
Standards.
what I mean.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You literally take 1 step forward and take 3 back if you go and lose to Leicester, even draw.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
If I was going to critique one aspect of the overall performance, I would say he didn't really leave a lot on the bench. Like in terms of if they would have scored, like obviously, you know, granted they didn't score, and he was obviously trying to coach the win at that point. But
yeah,
if he didn't leave anything on that bench, there was nothing that I saw that could come off the bench and change the game. You know, I was
we were screwed.
really
If they
nervous
scored
that if we
one up early,
extra time, that would have been a very, very difficult game to see through. But you know, the balance in the squad is getting better with him now. Obviously, we're getting more healthy and more fit and whatnot. But like, I need to see more balance on between the starting 11 and the bench, where you have guys that can come into the game and impact the game for you. You know, like he just doesn't really show me that he has the ability to assess that and see, you know, that yes, we have to have some weapons on the bench. You know, you could argue Mudryk, but Mudryk's not really a guy that has found his feet.
Oh, couch. Yeah. That's why you brought it up. Let me just run that real quick. Right off the Mudryk. Why is it when Mr. Graham Potter, and I hate defending Graham Potter. Everyone knows I'm Potter out regardless of this win because I need to see a certain something for me to go back on that stance. And what I need to see to go back on that stance is as follows. For anyone that's checking me. 8 wins in a row, a trophy, or somehow getting top 4 by the end of the season. He does any one of those 3 things, I will come on and say I am no longer Potter out, I'm Potter in. Now, moving forward. Why is it when he chooses not to play Mudryk, a 19-year-old, 20-year-old kid, everyone's flipping their shit? When Mourinho sat down some of other clubs' greatest ever legends in Mohamed Salah and De Bruyne, but we want to sit here and go, oh, Potter's not playing Mudryk, he doesn't know what he's doing. I hate defending this guy. Mudryk is 19, people. He's going to need to be bedded in. He's going to need to be... Yeah, wait, you say that again?
He's actually 21, but...
Still young.
Still, like the reason why is because we spent a shitload on him, man, and people want to see him play. They think that he has something that's electric. I don't mind that he's not playing. Actually, yeah, he is 22. I don't mind that he's not playing because I still think that you have to bed him in slowly. Like he's not up to speed with the top caliber of football that we're trying to play right now. Let's just be real.
I saw it in the chat. They said the cost.
He was a one-man wrecking crew. I don't even think that he understands tactical football yet. I don't even think that he knows that yet. Like he's basically a one-man wrecking crew right now.
He's an individualist.
What we need him to be more of a system player, a guy that can work within a system. Tactics. Understand that when we need to defend, when we need to be, really steely in defense, he has to know that he has to drop back and play a role there. He's not ready yet. It's just that simple. It's not to say that he's not going to be a great player for us. I really, really have a lot invested in Kyle Mudryk. I just don't think he's ready for the level of football, the caliber of football that we're trying to play. Holistically.
Just to add into that, he's a long-term signing, not a short-term signing. He signed for 8.5 years. I'm sure he understands the situation. He's not Messi. We're not Messi FC. He will get time to bed in. How many times do we sit here? And I'm not trying to, before someone comes for me, I'm not trying to compare Pep to Potter. But how many times do we sit here and say, do not judge Pep's signings on the first year? Because you need time to integrate. Mudryk literally came from Ukraine. When you look at the list on how they rank the leagues, Ukraine is literally the 16th ranked league in Europe. 16th, he's not even coming from top 5 or something. There is a difference of how, let's even give an example of where Gakpo was playing in Ajax and the Ukrainian league. And then you have to figure out of where he's coming and his situation. I'm not using that card, but his country is literally being, what is happening.
Yeah.
And you can imagine he's coming here. He now, all like the most expensive Ukrainian, all these people are looking at him. Look at what getting Kukurea out of the limelight has done for him. and then bringing him back. Kukurea was not seeing the lineup for like 3-4 games in a row. Like, I get it. He cost 80 million pounds or 60 million pounds. But why are we looking at the amounts? He didn't sit there and say he wants to be bought for 80 million.
No, but that's where the expectations are, because you think that if you spend that kind of money, you want to see him play game in, game out. And then if he's not, the questions go back to the manager, right? But
it's always going to be like that. It's the inflation of the market now is going to make it anyone over 50 mil essentially is always going to be questioned. And let's be real, any solid player that any top 16, hell, even the bottom teams are starting to pay this type of money. If you spend over 50 mil on an individual player, that player is getting slaughtered in the media. It's just, it is what it is. You know, like, let's not act. Every team, every club, it happens to everyone, unfortunately. So it's just like, Mudryk he's going to get that scrutiny.
But it seems like because of the quote-unquote hype around him, people are doing the most right now. Aren't City buying 50, 60 million players, £1 million players to sit on the bench? It's not like we didn't see Bernardo Silva, Cancelo, Konate being bedded in slowly by Klopp and Pep. And how much did they cost? It's our fan base doing the most. Literally, no media is even asking about Mudryk. It's literally, I've not seen media being like, oh my God, why is this 80 million pound player?
No, social, not main media. I'm talking about media.
So what journalists do, they react off the Twitter side of the fan bases
but they
and stuff.
Exactly,
And
they react
that's why
off us. But that's the point. We do the most. It's like, that's why sometimes they despise Twitter, because literally stop trying to just look for clicks or something. Think on what game is that? Is it the West Ham game or something? Mudryk wasn't even tracking back. And I'm not saying it like he has to adapt to it. He has to know he just can't just be bombing.
And he was like
forward.
given 8 minutes. He was given 8 minutes against Spurs. You know what I mean? When we're 2-0.
Yeah, so everybody just needs to. It's the same thing I say with everybody, even the damn manager. The only reason most people are Potter out as we stand is because he put in sackable performances as a manager. But it's like when it comes to even the manager itself, and if we're all being like not emotional about this stuff, everyone's supposed to get at least a year. Managers, players, the fucking board, everyone is supposed to get a year.
Madureke's not being talked about because he didn't cost that 60 million.
Thank you, Andrew.
He only cost like 10. I think people forget.
No one's like going like this 007 thing for Madueke because he didn't cost that much. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, that's fine. You want to put 007. No one knew about this kid before this summer when Arsenal were linked for him. No one knew about this guy. No one was talking about this guy for Arsenal for him. Do you know what I mean? It's not, it's not the same like Jadon Sancho or Anthony or something like that. Do you know?
Where they already have that type of rep. Yeah,
exactly.
I hear that.
Or Gakpo. Even with Gakpo, it's hard to go against Gakpo. He only costs £31 million or something. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I know it's just one of those things. So
what a signing!
Listen, people are saying, we can't play in a wing-back system. Why can't he play as one of the front three? I don't understand that. But
Andrew, let me run this real quick. I promise it'll be 30 seconds.
Go on.
People. I really hate bringing up old managers. Was I told that Tuchel was the reason we were playing in a back three or a back five? Was I told this team was meant to be in a back four and therefore they would perform better under a back four? A lot of you need to walk back on what you said at the beginning of this year, because I've seen the flip-flop. Ooh, Lord, y'all are flip-floppers. I wish I could describe how well you guys literally change your opinions.
They're not really flip-flopping. They just got into hiding with their statements.
Yeah, that's what it is. No, because it's stupidity. Because when I remember an earlier stream when I said this team is suited for a back three, Couch re-echoed the same sentiment. Me and Couch got slaughtered in the chat. Oh, back three, that's dead football. Oh, you yank, go to Stamford Bridge. Oh, what do you know about Chelsea and the way they play when literally most of our winning successful seasons were in a back three? Oh, well, now you guys are seeing it. Good old Chelsea's DNA kicks in a back three.
Yeah,
what do you know?
This is football heritage. This is why we win UCL nights. It's because of types of defensive.
The most ironic thing is to me when people tell me go to the bridge. Like, one, I haven't been there, which I have. Two, how do you tell me to go to the bridge and do you watch the club when realistically we are built off of a back three? Even before Roman took over the club. You idiots. Okay, that's all I have.
Well, you're blessed, man. At least you come to America.
I just think that we're better. We're more rehearsed in a back three. Like, we just know. Like, if you're trying to play out from the back, the patterns of play are just more rehearsed. We have more understanding of that. Our senior players that have been playing that system for quite some time right now just don't have to think anymore. It's just like it's routine for them. Like, when we're playing out from the back, that's why I prefer that system. It's not because I think that we attack better or anything like that. It's because it works for the players that we have on the pitch. Like, the squad that we have play better in back three.
Who would have thought?
And then when you look at our wingers, when you look at the games that we're getting off of our wingers, like whoever it may be, Madueke, Mudryk, Pulisic, Sterling, like our out-and-out wingers. Yeah. They're not outperforming the likes of Ben Chilwell and Reece James in terms of what we get from the width. Those guys are actually better, giving us better width and potentially better goal scoring. You remember that season, like under Tuchel, when Ben Chilwell and Reece James were like our leading goal scorers, like up until December. Like that, they have quality. And when they're in that preferred role, that wingback role, we see it come to the fore. I've seen more from them than I've seen in our wingers when we're playing that 4-2-3-1. That's how I see it.
Okay. I also think we haven't got the players to play. I don't think we haven't got the midfield to play for at the back. That's the problem.
And we're talking about liberating Enzo. Just quickly, we're talking about liberating Enzo. You liberate Enzo when you play a back three. You give him the license to get forward. Because no team defends with two. You defend with three. So if you get like that sitting DM, it's basically a back three again, and it gives Enzo the license to get forward. If you play with
Kante could fit in there.
Sorry,
Kante might be able to help him in that department.
Well, he's just all over.
We can't do Kante, Kovacic, Enzo. We cannot listen. We cannot do Kante, Kovacic, Enzo. We cannot do that.
I would not.
That is the definition of high risk, high reward. Like, literally, that midfield either bangs or they're going to be the reason we lose that game. So it's like, whew, I gotta see it. Like, I'm talking about for the profiles. Obviously, all three of those players are wonderful players.
We're gonna see it in like a week or two, right? I see it all the time. He's training, jumping around. He looks fit as a fiddle. Like,
there's a difference, though, isn't there? There's a big difference between training and match.
Being match fit.
There's no way they're going to go, let's test Kante out in training by going slide tackling on him and chop him down.
Let's see how his leg holds up now.
Exactly, you've got surgery to fix everything, have you? Let's test this out. Like a 2-footed like slide tackle or something like that.
$1,000,000 surgery, no problem.
Tested durability.
Come back. It's like someone like is one of
the
youngsters. One of the youngsters like slide tackle him and he does his ankle and he's out for another 3 months and never plays with his club.
Who's not got their Potter comments and like actual Potter comments?
Yes. Wants to talk about Potter.
Nomadic.
I think you guys have addressed everything. Like, he had to win his games. It was a must win. I think he had to win it. But this doesn't excuse him losing the next 3 games. That's what I feel.
Like,
he's bought himself a couple of games. There's no point.
Not even drawing, losing.
Like,
listen, Ollie was king at that shit, Hassan. Exactly what you're saying. Win like one big important game and then lose against the 4 smaller clubs after.
Exactly. And if you guys see our fixtures next month in April, we're screwed. Look at the games. We're gonna have to go on a winning run.
You know what? Yeah, but the Ollie
comparison.
Bro. Just give me 40 points, man.
He said we're screwed.
I can see Potter taking us to the finals in Istanbul. Like, and we'll all know we're gonna lose the finals, but I can see him taking us there.
Hey, if he gets us to the listen, there's a rule.
With this Chelsea team loves being the underdogs, man. So you never know, man. You just never know.
Yeah.
If Potter can do the siege mentality thing, they'll go at least to the semis. I'm confident.
All right, then. All right, Kylie, if we get to the finals, you have to come to Istanbul, man. I know it's like a 10-hour flight.
Listen, here's the thing.
I'm going.
I've only been to 1 Champions League game at the Bridge. 1. For me to go to Istanbul, because remember, I actually was gonna go to I was gonna go to Porto for the other final, but that shit got sold out. mad. It was mad to get a ticket there. If we go to Istanbul, oh my God, if I pay 4 racks just to watch us lose in the final, oh my fucking God. You know, yeah. I got the money. I'll put it aside. I'll think about it. I'll give you that. I'll think about it.
And Don's joined us. You there, Don?
Yeah, I'm here, bro. I'm here. I've been listening to you guys.
Finally, man. Jeez, where you been, guy?
I'm in the office today, man. So I'm on my lunch break.
I feel that. I feel that. I'm running in between.
I've been listening, but I wanted to say something about Mudryk because I totally agree with everything that you guys have been saying. But listen, with Mudryk, we know what's going on with him at Chelsea internally, right? We don't know the ins and outs of it, but like Nomadic said, he's on a death row contract. He's here for a long time. He's gonna get bedded in eventually, right? All it is a lot of Arsenal fans are just salty because they couldn't get him. They were putting him in lineups before he even got to their club, and Edu messed it up. So don't get onto Mudryk, because Mudryk, if you paid up the money that they wanted, you would have had him. But Edu did not do it. So that's not our problem. That's your problem. You get what I'm trying to say? Todd Bowley saw a chance to pounce and he took it. So don't worry about anyone criticizing him, 007, all of that nonsense, because we know he's going to come good with time, right? He's a young player. I've only watched one game of his before he came to Chelsea against Real Madrid. That was the only game. I didn't even catch the game against Celtic, I don't think, at the time. So I think all this outside hate, outside noise is just from rivals that have been salty that he didn't join their club. That's literally all it is. Because for me personally, I think Arsenal would have definitely been the better move for him. I would have hated to see what Mikel Arteta would have done with him. But all that noise, just ignore it, man. It's just salty rivals, especially Arsenal fans are just pissed off because they didn't get their hands on him. But listen, don't be angry with us. Be angry with Edu, innit? Because he can never get anything wrapped up. He can never get anything wrapped up. So that's not our problem. So that's what I wanted to say about Mudryk.
That's it. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that he needs a betting in period. And I don't even know if Arsenal would have been able. He probably would be doing the exact same thing at Arsenal. You know, the idea that he needs time to settle. You know, he has to understand tactics. I don't think that he has that sort of training. Like what it was that Nomadic said, that the football being played in the Ukraine is like one of the lowest.
It's not. It's like outside top 15.
Yeah, so the tactical deployment, like understanding like the tactics at this level, is a different brand of football. You know, like he has to get the grips with that, understand what is being asked of him. Let's not even ignore the fact that there's still a communication issue there. Like he still has to learn
and
communicate with the manager, what the manager wants, and with his teammates. You know, there's an understanding that comes as well. It's not going to happen overnight.
Exactly, and it's
when
not like FIFA. Go on, sorry.
No, I'm sorry. No, I was saying when we got Mudryk and Arsenal got trusted. For me, I even said short term. Like, let's say till the end of the season for what they need to go for the league, Trossard is a better buy for them, right? But long term, I feel like Mudryk is a better buy for us. There is a reason. There is a reason, even if we outbid them by 5 million, there is a reason they were willing to go to 95 million euros. He's not they really wanted him. And as Couch said, he would have still taken the same amount of betting in there that he's taking in for us here, right? But the thing is, short term, Trossard is gonna be good for them because he's been playing in this league for 3-4 years. He's acclimated. He's been used to the England weather. He's not coming from a war-torn country and probably knows friends or relatives that are going through heavy life shit with Ukraine and all that, right?
True.
But long term, I believe you can see the raw talent there. You saw that raw talent against Liverpool.
I was there. Nomadic, I was there. I was at Anfield when I saw that performance. I was there. I saw it live in person. So I know there's a player in there. It's just the rival fans, man, that are putting pressure on him. They're salty. That's literally all it is.
Oh, the day Milner got cooked. You were there.
Say that again?
You were there to witness Milner get cooked.
Listen, that game, hey, Mudryk, he's gonna come good. He's gonna come good. We need to give him time. He's here on a long-term contract, like I said. There's more than enough time. But right now, if he's not going to fit the system and he doesn't really understand what we're trying to do as of yet, like Couch has sort of mentioned a few times, then yeah, we need to bed him in. Like the Matic said, literally everything you guys have said is what I would have said as well. So I'm not going to repeat it. But yeah, man, forget them Arsenal fans. Just Arsenal. If any Arsenal fans are listening, make sure you don't miss this train, innit? That's what I'm going to say. Make sure you win the league this season, because
no doubt
next season is not going to be the same. The big boys are not going to let you guys do that. Yep, different circumstances.
And even when you're saying about like his rival fans doing all this, I feel like it's also our own fans. I'm not even trying to be like rival fans don't do it. It's our own fans. We don't really, over the years, we've not been creating a suitable environment for young players to be bedded in. We usually just win now. And we don't give them a suitable environment to have a season off and just blossom, you know? And for once, I want us to do that. Not everything is going to work out. Not all of them are going to be perfect. But at least I don't want to sit here and be holding corn when we're like, if we would have given like a KDB, like a Salah, whoever, just one more year, you know, being patient with them for like just a year. Imagine what we would have had. Like, you went there and paid enough money and discovered them, scouted them. But then if you were just a little bit more patient for 1 year, how much would it have saved you for all these years?
We had Salah, Hazard,
KDB. How long has KDB been in the league?
You're
like,
so right, no
matter.
You're so right.
Someone has commented here.
Like, there's a difference between like scouting and cultivating. Like, we scout quite well, but we don't do a good job of cultivating that talent and bringing them, you know, getting them to their best level of football. And then maybe it's the fact that we're really short term. We've been with short term with managers.
Chelsea.
Without question, all of, you know, throughout Chelsea, that's what it is, right? Like, not just the fans, but the manager, the board, everyone. It's just got this short termism about it. But if we can cultivate these players, take them to the next level in their ascendancy in their football, we're going to have some special players here. It's just going to take time. I think that this is what the new regime wants to do, by the way, as well.
And,
like right now, everyone
is. I got to interrupt because I've got to go back to work. So I've got to end the stream here, I'm afraid.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
We're just going to go on the comment.
Suck Andrew, I'm joking.
Potter's won more game in Europe than Conte.
Don't worry. The house owner's back this week, so he'll be taking over the streams. But yeah, like, share the video, subscribe, follow these people on all their socials. We will be back sometime this week. I don't know if it's before the Leicester game. Jen will be doing a stream. You know what? You find it out by turning your notifications on and stuff like that.
And everyone just a quick one before you end that, Andrew. Quick. Everyone in the comments, please thank Andrew, because if it wasn't for him putting his hand up, we wouldn't have had these streams. So he's done 3 streams since Jem's been gone.
Is it a coincidence we start winning when Andrew's host?
Hey, Jem, stay your ass on holiday, man. But Andrew, seriously though, man, well done, man.
No, well, thank you guys. You know, everyone's been very supportive and very good. So, you know, wouldn't have done these streams without any of these guys here. So it's all good. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy the wins. Let's move on to Leicester. Get another 3 points. And yeah,
up the chest.
Let's watch Spurs lose later.